Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of The Life of Clifford Fuggett. First off, I want to just thank all you guys for the happy anniversary wishes. I celebrated my 10th year anniversary this week. I have to say, been an awesome 10 years. Being married to my lovely wife, Joy Fuggett. Thank y'all for your wishes. Talking about the life of Clifford Fuggett, episode number 4. Living in Trenton, Texas, after being removed from my first foster home. My caseworker took me and Terry to Trenton, Texas. It was different because we were placed with total strangers. I didn't know them people. Terry didn't know them people. And we wasn't the only kids there, so it was challenging. But we made it. We made it. Me and Terry made it. Like I told you, Terry was always my protector, so I really didn't have nothing to worry about. But as a little boy, you try to understand certain things that, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, at that age, I wasn't supposed to understand it. I didn't know what the next day would bring growing up in foster homes. But behind the scenes, my family was working. When I say my family, I'm talking about my biological family. My mother's side of the family was working, trying to figure out how to get me and Terry back with the family. So it lasted about 2 months, and then my caseworker came, picked me and Terry up from Trenton. Another family member had did what was necessary to take me and Terry in. So our caseworker came, picked me and Terry up. And this was one of the happiest days of my life as a little boy, because living with total strangers, then my caseworker picking us up and telling us that we're going back with family. You know, that was awesome. That was, man, I can't tell you the joy that I had as a little boy. She picked us up, and we on our way back to Denison, Texas, y'all. But this time, we wasn't going back to Parnell Street. The family that had agreed to take us in and did what was necessary, took the proper steps, because the state just wasn't gonna just let us go with anybody. They had to take the proper steps. So they did, and the family that took us in was Robert and Shirley WYATT. We call him Ray, y'all, and we call Shirley Aunt Shirley. So I remember it like it was yesterday. We were little kids. We were young. We were young. I have to admit that. But they we went to at that time, the Wyatts was living on Nelson Street in East Town, the east side of Texas. I mean, the east side of Denison. I knew a lot of the people over there because of school, track meets and whatever, you know, the city track meets, because they had their own school and they on the east side, own elementary, and we had our own elementary, Central on the north side. So I knew of them, but I didn't really know them. But I did know of all the people that was over in that area, which became some of my good friends. But anyway, when we pulled up to the house, and they had some steps going up to the house. I remember running up them steps as a little boy. And when we got in the house, Aunt Shirley greeted us with open arms. Woo, you just don't know. Being a little boy in foster care, seeing family members that I know loved me, seeing them was a big relief. I don't know what type of relief. I don't know what kind of relief, because I didn't know what I was really feeling at that time. But I do know I was happy, and I was back to my old self, I guess. I was able to get back into my little league football team. Because I had to quit because I went to Trenton, which I didn't speak about it, but I was playing football, little league football, boys club football, and they made me quit because we went to Trenton. But when I got back, the season wasn't over, so I was able to get back into playing my little football. And now be mindful, I want to tell you the transition that I had to make. Remember I told you the first family, the Smith, they had 3 boys and 1 girl. And I was the baby boy. I was the baby of the whole family. So when we moved in with the Wyatts, it was just the opposite. They had 3 girls and 1 boy. And I wasn't the baby. It was two of the kids were younger than me. But when we moved into the Wyatts, they already had 4 children of their own. And they opened their house up to me and Terry. And it was great. The wives was Robert Ray Wyatt was the dad. Shirley Wyatt was the mother, Aunt Shirley. And then they had a son, his name was Darrell Wyatt. Then the daughters was Ruthie Wyatt, Nell Wyatt, and Desiree Wyatt. I was a little older than Nell and much older than Desiree, so now I'm not the baby of the family anymore. And at this time, the son, Darrell, he was going to school in Bonham, so we only saw him on the weekends, if that, because he also had a job that if he had to work on the weekends, he wouldn't be able to come up to Denison to Nelson Street. But so now I'm not the youngest, and I'm not the oldest. I'm kind of like in the middle. Yeah, I'm kind of like in the middle. So my role as a family member changed. It was different. I became a kind of like a big brother to some, and then a little brother to some of the others. Little brother to Darrell and Ruthie, big brother to Nell and Des. Terry and Ruthie was right along about the same age. Me and Nell was about the same age. Just it ain't much, couple of months difference. But they all, I got to give it to them. It was like from day one, me and Terry were they instant brothers and sisters. They never looked at us as cousins anymore because we were all relatives. But they looked at us as brothers and sisters. And that was awesome. As a little boy, that was awesome. I loved living in that household, just like I love living with the Smiths. I love living in that household because the structure in that house was awesome. What I mean by the structure, I'm talking about the family structure. It was, Aunt Shirley ran a smooth ship, just like Mama Effie Smith. She ran a smooth ship. It was an awesome structure. But anyway, I enjoyed it because Carl Ray Smith was my first father figure. So now, when I move in with the Wyatts, Ray WYATT, he accepted me as his son also. He did. He was an awesome dude, Ray WYATT. He's no longer with us. He's gone on to be with the Lord also. But he taught me a lot of stuff, man. That dude that taught me a lot because when I got with that family, I'm growing now. I'm growing on up to be teenager. So Ray WYATT taught me a lot about manhood. He showed me a lot of things that I live by to this very day. Now, don't get me wrong. Carl Ray Smith, it's a lot of things that he taught me that I also live by to this very day. But Carl Ray took me from an infant to like the 7th, 8th grade, and Ray WYATT took me the rest of the way to where I'm at today. As a little boy, you're always searching for somebody to look up to, somebody to pattern your life after, or however you want to say it. But I have to admit, Ray WYATT taught me a lot. I actually run my household today the same way he ran his. But I'm grateful. But anyway, getting back to Easttown, Nelson Street. The first family I was living with was Jehovah's Witnesses, so we never really celebrated any holidays. We didn't celebrate a lot of holidays. Just another day as a Jehovah's Witness. But now when I moved with Ray and Shirley WYATT, Aunt Shirley, Grand, they celebrated Christmas. They went to regular churches that we call regular church, Holiness Church, Baptist Church. They were Christian. And I can remember my first Christmas. But we had presents everywhere. I mean, it was presents all over that house on Nelson Street. But what I remember particularly about that Christmas, Human Resource, Susie Meehan, my caseworker, came and told us, give us your Christmas list. We're gonna get you some things for Christmas. And so I was excited about that. So I wrote down I wanted a bicycle, I wanted this, I wanted that. Christmas came and Susie, they bought me a bicycle. They bought me, you seen that Friday movie, Debo, that bike, that bike that Debo was riding? Well, they bought me a pretty red bicycle just like that. It was Nail and Dez, I did not want that bike, but they laughed at that bike. They joked at me about that bike. That depot bike is it was pretty. They called it a tank. They said you got a tank for Christmas. But anyway, I'm gonna show y'all. Sometimes how things were on you. And but I'm finna show y'all. I'm finna take y'all around. I'm gonna take y'all around to where how things were on you. When I come to like that bike. I come to like that bicycle. I don't know what happened to it. I think I either got stolen or I tore it up. I can't remember. But anyway, y'all see that bicycle right there? That's my tank. I want to have it redone. So if anybody out there knows anybody that can redo that bicycle and make it real pretty for me, and with a good price, or if you want to do it free and just advertise your work on my channel, I'll go for that too. But yeah, so you know that red bicycle, even though they made fun of me, they made fun of it and made fun of me, I still like that bike. So I got me one now that, as you can see, I got it hanging up in my shed, because I'm definitely gonna have it redone, fixed up. But anyway, I'm not gonna talk to y'all long about that, because I want to pick up on East Town, my friends and everything, and everybody. So thank you all for tuning in, and we'll pick back up living in East Town, Denison, Texas. Thank you all and have a blessed day.